This interview is brought to you in association with Rabobank.
Hello and welcome to Rural Delivery Online, where we talk to the people at the forefront of our primary sector. Today I'm speaking with Peter Silcock, Chief Executive of Horticulture New Zealand. Hi Peter, good to talk to you.
Yeah, great to be here too.
And a great industry to be in, Peter. Latest issue of Fresh Facts is out, so this is the annual publication that looks at all the numbers across horticulture. 3.648 billion I'm reading here, not a bad number.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We are very pleased, in fact, that the numbers have come through like that. We've had a few challenges with the dollar and with the kiwi fruit industry and PSA. So having those numbers come through where they are, very pleasing, and what it's showing is the industry is still growing despite those challenges, and that means the opportunities in coming years are going to be particularly good.
Now, of course, I should stress that's an export number. Total value closer to 6.7 billion.
Yeah, that's right. So it's a very big industry. It contributes a lot to New Zealand, not just our export earnings, but obviously giving good food for everyone to eat, and regional development and employment opportunities that are created through the industry are very important. Over 50,000 people employed in the industry and associated parts, so it's a very significant employer. So we're very pleased with what the numbers are showing. Industry is continuing to grow, and we've got great opportunities going forward.
I'm hearing increasing talk too about the role of horticulture in this diversified economy that we need to have, getting out beyond dairying. Can you give us a bit of a picture as to the type of contribution that you think horticulture could have if it continues to grow?
Well, we do have a target in our industry strategy of a $10 billion industry by 2020. So that's certainly a stretch target at this stage, particularly with some of the impacts that we've had around with PSA on the kiwi fruit industry. But it's an aspirational target, and we can certainly contribute a lot more than what we are doing now, provided we are focused on the market. And part of that is focusing on that premium end of the market. Those developing Asian markets are becoming very important, and there's great demand coming through there. And they respect our industry. They respect the level of innovation and the food safety that we can offer. And that's going to be critical for the top tier of that market that we're aiming at.
We do hear a lot about premium markets, and they tend to be talking about Asia when we're talking about that. But a premium market, that's only a latent ability for their market to pay. Can we turn that around and say, what does a premium product look like from New Zealand, the sort of product that you can put into that market and actually reach the potential that market has to pay?
Yeah, sure. Look, I think we're doing a lot of work on that now in terms of our research effort into the products we grow. It's also about how we deliver those products into the market, making sure that our timing and our delivery is in the form that they want those products. So a lot of opportunity to add value. And adding value for horticulture is not always about a further processing of the product. Sometimes it's being able to deliver that fresh, off-the-tree type product or straight out of the ground type product into those premium markets. But they're also value-add, of course, and horticulture products are very strongly recognised already about their health values. I think we can do a lot more around that, about understanding how those products work within the human body, and not just about making us healthy, but high performance in terms of how athletes and others might use it. And brain function as well is a very important issue going forward, and one that perhaps the Asian markets understand a lot more than our traditional European markets.
When we're looking at Asian markets, one of the things, of course, that we're seeing, particularly in the dairy sector, but in other sectors too, is an expansion of New Zealand entities into these markets where they're looking at local supply. I don't sense that we're seeing that yet in our horticulture sector, but I could be wrong there.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of that occurring, but I think our exporters have pretty good connections into the market, and I know that there are some developing markets where we're putting a lot of effort in, And the reality is, if we can develop some very good varieties here that we create global demand for, we need the production of those varieties in the Northern Hemisphere to fill the 12-month marketing as well. So some of those seasonal factors come into play, and certainly that's an important aspect for things like our kiwi fruit and pip fruit industries, but I think other industries can develop along those lines too. But I think looking again with, for instance, Baiwa's investment in Turners and Growers, I think that's a very good story for New Zealand. It's about them having confidence in our market and our ability to compete globally and be part of their supply chain, because of course they're a very big marketer of apples globally, and so those connections are very important. So it's going to be not just us as an industry investing in market, but also encouraging that investment to come onshore as well.
What sort of support are you getting in these growth plans from MPI? This is a ministry which has said that it's not just about being a regulator, that it's here to help growth. So how's that playing out in real terms?
Well, I think there are two key aspects to that. One is the support that is certainly developing and has increased from MPI around market access. I think now they have a much greater understanding of the barriers to horticulture as market access globally, and particularly as we market more product up into Asia, we're seeing every country has a different approach, and it's a lot more complex, for instance, than sending into Europe, where you effectively meet the European standards. So we've got to put more resource into that, and certainly there has been more resource, and very good news with recently MPI saying they're going to have people stationed up in China, representing MPI up in China, and that is really critical in terms of making sure that we have good market access and that market access is maintained. So the second part of that is around the involvement of MPI in negotiation of our trade agreements, working very closely, obviously, with Foreign Affairs, and we're certainly very happy with that and the work that they're doing. Perhaps we're a bit concerned about the lack of, ambition shown by some of the trading partners that we're trying to negotiate deals with. And look, there's a third thing I think is we're seeing now with the development, for instance, of the avocado global PGP application. So that is where MPI is going to be partnering directly with an industry group, and hopefully we can get some more of those types of arrangements up and running in the next few years.
Of course, MPI have also got biosecurity on their watch list. We have had a recent find of a fruit fly in Whangarei. That's got to be worrying for growers. Are you satisfied generally with the situation for biosecurity?
Well, I can't say that we are satisfied, and obviously the second find in 2 months of fruit fly in Whangarei is a very major concern. Look, MPI are doing a lot of good work around biosecurity, but finding 2 flies in 2 months is really too many from our point of view. And quite frankly, the industry and the country can't afford to be finding fruit fly in our traps every couple of months. We've got a very good trapping system. I think that's been shown and demonstrated here, so we're very happy with that. And I think we've got some very good procedures around commercial shipments. So the focus, we believe, needs to be more on passengers and perhaps pleasure yachts and other craft coming in. And because we've had 2 or 3 finds in Whangarei over the last 20 years, that represents half of the finds we've had, and that indicates to industry that there is a smoking gun there around yachts arriving or boats arriving, and we need to do more to make sure we're managing that risk in an appropriate way.
And I understand that just very recently the kiwifruit industry has become the first to sign a GIA with regard to how they would manage future incursions or biosecurity issues.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of us have been working on for a long time. So just recently, KGI, or the Kiwifruit Vine Health, have signed that agreement with government, creating a partnership between the kiwifruit industry and government on biosecurity, and that's going to be a critical thing going forward, how these GIA agreements work. So it's taken us a long time to get to this point, but it's really just the beginning of the relationship, and we've really got to make these agreements work. And the reality is, why do we want to change? Why do we want to do this? And it is because we want better biosecurity. We want the system to perform better, and we believe as an industry that we can get the system to perform better by working in partnership with government.
Peter, just before we go, in June, basically the world of Southern Hemisphere produce industry is going to be coming to New Zealand. This is the first time the Produce Marketing Association, a global organisation which is really dedicated to building value in the fresh produce sector, is holding its conference down here in Auckland. What's brought them here, and what's going to be on the agenda?
Well, look, it's going to be a great event, and what's attracted PMA here is that we have a leading horticulture industry. Our horticulture industry is recognised globally here as being very innovative. We play a big part in the export of a lot of products like kiwi fruit and apples, but also things like onions and squash and processed vegetables as well are a very big part of our export. So we've got a profile there, and so it's great that PMA are coming out to Auckland in late June, and Horticulture New Zealand is actually cooperating with them. We're holding a conference alongside theirs, or as part of their conference rather than alongside, as part of it. We're in partnership with them on that, and it's going to be a great event. We're expecting close to 1,000 people, and we know that we've got a lot of the marketers and retailers here in Australia and New Zealand, as well as a lot of offshore people as well, coming in to be part of that conference. And it's going to be a great event, a good networking opportunities and great business opportunities for the horticulture industry. An
opportunity, do you think, to perhaps showcase to investors where this industry is going, and I guess also to showcase to Wellington that there's more to our economy than dairy?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's certainly a really momentous occasion in terms of it's going to be the biggest horticultural conference we've had in New Zealand, I think. So it's showing how serious this industry is, the global recognition that it's got, and hopefully that results in people seeing the opportunities here, opportunities to invest here, to partner with us into global markets. And of course, as you say, for the New Zealand government to recognise how important the horticulture industry is for the nation, and particularly in some of those regions where we've got a lot of production, like Northland, and where there is unemployment and we need more jobs. So it's obviously a very big event.
Look, good on you, Peter. Thanks very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Thanks, Roger.
Talking again soon.
Appreciate it.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
This interview was brought to you in association with Rabobank.